Good morning. Good morning. Happy first Monday of April. We made it, y'all. Are you feeling like I am that 2026 is moving fast? Oh my goodness, it's moving so fast. Yes, indeed it is. How's everybody doing out there? I want to do a little pulse check. I'm going to start with a little bit of a how are you arriving? Let's do a pulse check. Let's do a pulse check. So, how are you arriving today on this beautiful Monday? Um, how was your weekend? What opened up for you? Just put it in the chat. How are you arriving today? If you could use one word to describe how you are arriving to this weekly exhale. Session number 8, y'all. For those of you who have been here all 8 sessions, I can hardly believe it's been 2 full months already. For those of you who have been here for every session, kudos to you. Thank you to you. And you're an OG. You're an OG. It makes you official. You are an OG, a weekly exhale OG. So go ahead and put in the chat how you're arriving today. Are you excited? Are you enthusiastic? Are you arriving open? Are you arriving? Oh, Crystal said grateful. Oh my goodness, grateful. Absolutely. Number one, all in all things. I love that, Crystal. I love that. Thank you for arriving grateful today. And why do I ask you how you're arriving today? Why do I ask that question? Well, because in this container, in this space, in this community, it is it's a collective. Like, even though we are virtual, I want you to think about you being in a small group. Let's say whether it's a small group at church or a small group that's working on a project, a committee. I want you to think about it that way, that we are a small group and how you arrive either adds to or takes away from the energy in the group, right? It's no different than if you arrived at a meeting that you were having or at an event. It could be a baby shower, whatever it is. And somebody's just they're not on today. They're just not having an on day. And it kind of, sours the energy, or it can, if allowed to, sour the energy of everybody else. It just kind of puts a damper on it. Maybe it's a negative person or it's, whatever, but you get the point. So how you arrive, I'm asking you because I want to understand how this group has the potential to mesh, engage, and to, really be present today. So sometimes we just don't arrive in our best place. But guess what? Let me know that so that I can hold space for you today. Maybe one of the other people in the group can hold space for you. You can be, and we can hold the space for where you want to be, where you would like to be, where you're headed to. So that's what you get in this community. That safety doesn't require you to always be perfect, to always be on, but be vulnerable, be honest, and allow us to hold that space so that we can collectively thrive. And I guarantee you, when you leave here, you're not going to feel the same that you came. So that's my little spiel. How did that land for everybody? How did that land for y'all? Are you feeling that? Can we be in agreement with that? Can we be on the same page with that? Can we hold space for each other? Yes, okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to fake it. Just let us know and we can hold that space, honey. And I'm telling you, everybody ain't gonna have an off day at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. And even if everybody is, guess what? I'm holding that space for everybody. I pray, I prepare, I meditate. I do all of those things before we even get into a session. So y'all could best believe I'm ready for whatever comes this way. The inspiration of what we talk about is really just a download from spirit. So just always know that you're in a safe place. If you're not feeling great, don't not come on. Come on anyway. This is definitely the time to come on. Now, I'm going to give you, I know we're 6 minutes in and I'm still doing the intro. I'm going to give you a moment to ping one person that you believe should be here for this month's theme. One person. Text them real quick. It's the person that you could text and they will answer. Go ahead and text them real quick. Let them know that, girl, I'm on this thing called the Weekly Exhale. And April's theme is growth. As a matter of fact, I posted yesterday, we'll share it in this, it's grow, girl, go, grow. Grow, girl, grow. So you heard us say go, girl, go. This month, we're saying grow, girl, grow. So this whole month, and then today's session title is She is Growing, even here, even right now, she is growing. April's growth theme is going to just, it's already powerful. So if there's somebody that you can think of, go ahead and text them the link now so that they can jump in with us as I entree us into the session. Take a moment to do that. If you need to grab something warm, if you need to, maybe you're on the road, keep your eyes on the road. Don't do anything special or fancy. Just know we got you. If you need to, if you're not on the road and you can grab your journal, go ahead and do that. We'll have some prompts, and I want you to just be ready to jot down some things. So today, I want you to feel like the opening of windows. I want you to feel light. I want you to feel warm. I'm cultivating ease in this, ease, warmth, lightness. I want you to feel like we're opening the windows on a beautiful spring morning. I want you to know that you're not here to perform. You're not here to prove. All you're here to do is be. And exactly as you are is good enough. Good enough, good enough. So take that first deep breath in and a slow exhale out. You can pick your nose or your mouth, whichever one feels good to you. Asana is in through the nose, out through the mouth. The cleansing breath. One more and one more out. And if you all remember last week, we did our energy breaths. So if you want to take a few of those fast ones in and out, if you're feeling like a sleepyhead still, let's do some quick in and outs. Yeah, you feel it, don't you? Feel a head rush. That's what I want you to feel. It's energizing. Feel that energizing head rush. Let this be, though, the moment that you stop rushing into your life and just start being in it. Oh, just start being in it. Being in it. So, this month's theme is so on brand. April is here, and when it comes to this season, we see everywhere growth. Anything that was dormant, anything that was dying or appeared to be dying, anything that was in hibernation, things we weren't sure if they would come back, have started to come back just through the process and element of growth. Just through that. I'm looking out my window now and I have photos from a couple months ago, and I can see now that nothing outside my window looks like it did in January or December. Growth is everywhere. How do we know? Well, in Georgia, it's the pollen. So, but let's tell the truth this morning. Growth isn't always soft and pretty. Give me a hand clap in the chat if you're feeling that. Growth isn't always soft and pretty. Sometimes growth, it looks like outgrowing people. Sometimes growth looks like feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. Sometimes growth looks like being in between versions of yourself. Oh my goodness. Like, you know, you're not where you used to be, but you're not quite where you want to be, or you may not even know where want to be is. So just knowing that things are different, something is different about me in this season of my life. Being in between versions of yourself. And then sometimes growth looks like wanting more, but not knowing what quote unquote more is yet. Like last week, we were talking about more of this, more of this, more of this, calling and joy. But what if you don't even know what the more is, but you want more? You're sensing and knowing that it's time for more, right? So although growth isn't always soft and pretty, growth is beautiful. Growth is beautiful. Growth is a symbol of life. Growth is an opportunity. Growth on the earth, if we just look at it and take this metaphor from the world around us, from nature, we see the benefits of growth. We see the beauty of growth. Yeah. And even if it's something that we don't want to grow, like weeds in our yard, we see the resilience that comes with growth. But it can be beautiful, and it can also feel unfamiliar and even lonely. Two things can happen at the same time. Growth doesn't always feel good, but it's always working for me. Let's put that out there. Let's just say it. If you feel it, if you want to connect to that truth, let's just say it. Growth doesn't always feel good, but it's always working for me. And some of us are put in situations or circumstances that call forward our growth. Whether we wanted it or not, or we thought we wanted it or not, we call it forward. Sometimes we're not necessarily ready in our heads, but we've said something, we've whispered something, we've done something, we've thought about something that calls that growth forward, sometimes unannounced, sometimes unintended, sometimes unwanted. But just know that growth doesn't always feel good, but it's always working for you. One more time, growth doesn't always feel good, but it's always working for me. Say it aloud if you're in a place where you can. Let me tell you where I was on Saturday. I went to Plant Fest here in Atlanta, Plant Fest, on 4/04, April 4th, so 4/04. And that's Atlanta's our main zip code is, I mean, area code is 404. But for those that are in Atlanta, maybe outside of Atlanta, because 404 attracts a lot of people, it's I guess an unsanctioned holiday, 404. So Plant Fest was on a play on dates, I guess, to be for those plant lovers who like to smoke it or whatever else they do. But nonetheless, I went to Plant Fest here in Atlanta on Saturday, and the energy was so alive. I posted on my story yesterday, and I posted it on my page last night, that the energy was just so alive. People everywhere celebrating plants, community, and life. And I was there solo. I had my mat. They did outdoor Pilates, and I just showed up. I actually met a friend there, and she left, and I just hung out because it was just so attractive. And who knew out of thousands of people that were there? I was like, who knew that people were that into plants in Atlanta? But it was a whole thing, a whole shebang, a whole culture of people, men and women, young and old, celebrating plant life, community. You could just sense a collective interest. It was something. I'm telling you, I saw women carrying plants like they were carrying babies, y'all. People were exchanging tips and what you could do. People were sharing with me because I am by no means an expert, but I love growth. And even this thing, and when it came to me, this theme for the month, it just started to excite something in me around growth. So it was very on brand that this opportunity would just come to me out of the blue, out of nowhere, and that I could attend. So you'll notice when you start growing and you make a commitment to grow, the opportunities will begin to present themselves. Now it's up to us to say yes. People were even sharing cuttings and clippings and even exchanging and swapping, and booths were there where you could buy plants. I bought herbals. I bought cilantro, dill, parsley. I got some ashwagandha. I got some lemon basil, cinnamon basil, some peppers. And there was just this whole pink pathos community. And all of us were there bonding over growth. And it was just amazing. So here's what struck me when I brought my plants home. They're little seedlings in pots ready for the next phase. So they started out a seed. I bought them as a seedling. So that means that they've already pushed through the soil and have plant growth, leaves. And now they're ready for the next phase. And every single one of those plants requires something different to grow. They'll require different sunlight, different watering, different environments. And yet all of them are still meant to thrive. All of them were still meant to thrive. Some of the plants there were very unique, very eye-catching. Some were huge. Some were teeny tiny. But all of them were there to grow. So let's parallel this. As I was standing there and I realized while walking around and looking around and just honestly, just sitting down on the grass, soaking in what was happening, I just realized that there's a parallel between plants and women, plants and people. We are no different, y'all. Some of us require different things to grow. However, all of us are meant to thrive. Some of us need more rest in this season to grow. Some of us need more space in this season to grow. Some of us need more support, whether we're willing to ask for it or not, receive it or not. That's what some of us need in this season to grow. And some of us need to be replanted in a new environment, a bigger environment, an environment that allows more oxygen to flow. As I prepped my orchids yesterday, it's a process to repot or replant orchids. So at the Plant Fest, I also learned about a new soil type that would be better than bark, that would help my orchids to grow better for their roots, their aerial roots, to get more oxygen, to be able to pick up more nutrients. And any of you know that know orchids, they are not an easy plant to keep, to grow. And the whole point is to get them to bloom. Mine hadn't bloomed in a while, so I knew that they needed to be repotted and replanted in a new environment so they could grow. So this brother put me on to a different type of medium for them to grow in. So I got a whole new environment for them to grow in. Instead of it being bark, it's a different type of moss that allows it to grow better. So sometimes in order to grow better, we have to be in a new environment, new soil, have more room, more oxygen, more nutrients, more beneficial things, people, opportunities in our environment for us to grow. And some of us, like my orchids, have been trying to in conditions that we have outgrown. Somebody give me a clap right there. Somebody, even if it's not you, you know somebody. Come on in the chat. Give me a little clap, clap, clap. I'm doing my fingers together. You know how the young folks do the fingers together. Yes. Maybe even trying to grow in conditions that were never even meant for you. Wasn't meant for me, wasn't meant for us, and certainly have outgrown the soil. The soil is weak. The soil is depleted. The soil no longer has the nutrients that we need. It's no longer the type of soil that we need, the conditions that we now need to grow. So I have a couple questions here. Told you you would eventually need your journals. If you can't have your journal, just think for a moment. Where in your life are you trying to grow in the wrong soil? This is not deep, it's not heavy, it's just a knee-jerk answer, really. It's going to come up to you real quick. Where in your life are you trying to grow in the wrong soil? Write it down. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Where in my life am I trying to grow in dry soil, dead soil, tired soil, broke soil? angry soil, negative soil. Where in your life are you trying to grow in the wrong soil? It's time to upgrade your soil. What part of you needs more nourishment now? That's question number two. What part of you needs more nourishment? Right now, I gave you some questions, some possibilities. Is it in your body? Is it in your lifestyle? Is there a need for more rest, more nutritious foods, more space, more quiet time, more alone time, more support? What part of you needs more nourishment right now is your spirit, spiritual nourishment. And honestly, you all, that comes from within. That doesn't mean more church or more Bible studies. And I love church. I love Bible study. I was at church yesterday and really grateful to be there with my family. But spiritual growth comes from within. And from within, it requires us to get still, get silent, and have solitude. That's just it. It's just the way it is. It's not, we can't get that in a crowd, even if it's at church or wherever maybe you have to have that time to even tap into your spiritual self. Is it emotionally? Do you need more nourishment right now emotionally? Mentally needing more nourishment? Needing more nourishment in the people that situations that you've chosen, is it time for something different, you know? And here's the third question, and this is gonna fit right in, is what have you outgrown, but you're still holding on to? You know that is such a thing. That is such a thing. For any of you who are plant lovers or attempt to, you know how it is when your plant gets too big and it's time to put it in a bigger pot, separate it, propagate it. And it's only so much more it's going to grow in that pot. In fact, it'll start to die because there's not enough available for it to grow. So it will actually start to reverse. It's gotten as big as it's going to get in that environment. So what have you outgrown, but you're still holding on to?
Dr. Jada,
Yes,
can I say something?
please.
Before you said that, I had put that inside the chat. Yes, I had already put that in the chat
Wow.
because I was already thinking and going there. Because this morning I wasn't totally feeling myself. So I was glad that there were some people who could hold the space for me today.
Yes.
But as
Yes.
I decided to go ahead and log on and listen, I started to just think about that. And about how plants grow in different places and how we are so similar to plants. So I
Hmm.
put in the chat, oh my God, that is a great analogy because it made me start to think about the plants in my that we have in our house. I'm not a plant grower, but my husband does it. But he noticed one day that a plant was dying. It was dying
Hmm.
on the inside. And
Ah.
he said, I think I need to repot this plant in
Hmm.
order for the roots to grow deep.
Oh,
And I thought about that for us because I've had some life transitions.
yes.
And I felt like I was not growing in the space that I was in. But guess what? I wasn't moving either. I wasn't trying to get out of that space.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But situations happened
Hmm.
and moved me out.
Hmm.
And it did place me in another place where I
Hmm.
could grow,
Mm.
learn so much, and it was the best place for me.
That's it.
Sometimes in our life that happens. And we are sometimes resistant. Our minds can't take us there.
Mm-mm.
But we have to sometimes be repotted, move
Mm-hmm.
to another place that would
Mm-hmm.
allow us to grow and allow
Mm-hmm.
our roots to really grow deep.
To go
And the
deep.
things that are on the inside of us needs to come out.
Mm.
And we will see ourselves budding and growing, new
Yes.
plants, new leaves, just new life. Because
Yeah.
that's what new leaves are when it grows on a plant.
That's
It's
it.
new life. And
Mm-hmm.
so I thank you for even taking me there this morning. Because you know what? That transition I had, it happened in 2018.
Ah.
And I thought, oh, I just needed something new. But now it helps me to understand how it was only expanding my life.
Yes.
Because in that place, I grew so much. In fact, I found new life,
Yes.
new life, because I was
Yeah.
dying on the inside. And I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
get off because I'm going to say this one line. But when
Uh-huh.
you die on the inside, it begins to show on the outside.
That's a word. That's a word. That's a word. Whether you know it or not, recognize it or not, absolutely. Dying on the inside, it will show. It will show. And thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that, we that is an analogy for life. We can take so much from the world around us and it's so applicable. It's not complicated. We complicate it, but we see it in our everyday life, in our everyday life. Hamza said, the plant is dying. What a word. Let's not die before we have to be replanted. That's a word. That right there is, do we have to experience death before we choose to be replanted? Could we just look at it and see, can we look at ourselves and see that we're in need of something different, new, bigger, more nourishing? Do we have to die on the vine first? Because if you're a plant novice like me, I've had some that I couldn't get back. I've had some that I let go so long in the wrong soil, in the wrong light, without giving it the attention that plants need. I've let some get overwatered, underwatered, and I couldn't get them back. So, what does that mean for us? What does that mean for us? So I'm gonna offer you to consider this. And this is one I want us to say out loud. If this feels good, if it fits good, I want you to say this out loud with me. I honor what I need in this season without guilt. I honor what I need in this season without guilt. One more time together. I honor what I need in this season without guilt. Just let that sit and soak. I want you to write that down because every word in that sentence can be emphasized and give a different meaning to that sentence. For example, I honor what I need in this season without guilt. I honor what I need in this season without guilt. I honor what I need in this season without guilt. I honor what I need in this season without guilt. I honor what I need in this season without guilt. Let that sit. So here's the truth about growth. Here's the part we don't always talk about, but we kind of have. Growth requires disruption. A seed has to break open to become anything. It has to break open. It's not just what you see on the outside. For those of you who are scientists, we know that's the outer layer of the seed. It's a protective layer. The real growth elements of the seed is on the inside. So whenever you plant a seed, it has to break open. So the inside of the seed, that's where the bloom, that's where it is. It's on the inside, not the outside. And if you didn't understand the process, you would think something was going wrong, but it's not going wrong. When you have to break open on the inside, when I have to break open on the inside, it's not going wrong. It is becoming. That discomfort you've been feeling, or in the previous example, felt years ago, and now you're just starting to really put two and two together, where it took some time because it was brought forward and you had to grow. Let me take that back. You had to change. But that doesn't necessarily mean you choose to grow, because all seeds that don't go in the ground don't make it as a seedling. All seeds that are we intend to bloom, all of them don't make it into the growth phase. So that discomfort that you've been feeling, that restlessness maybe, that unsettling, that quiet knowing that something has to shift. That's not failure. That's not having to say that what was going on didn't work. That's not failure, y'all. The quiet knowing that something has to shift, that restlessness, that's your inner person. That's your spirit telling you that it's time to grow. That is the inner parts of you asking for the space and permission to grow. So the question that I have for you to ask yourself, this is our third question. What is breaking open in me today? Because the next step to that is whatever it is that's breaking open in me today is making room for what's next. So this is not a backwards look. This is not a rear view mirror look. This is a windshield look at what's forward. You've heard this before. The rear view mirror is small. It serves a purpose to look behind you. But the biggest opportunity you have is looking through that big old windshield of what's in front of you. So let's take a moment to ground this. I want you to close your eyes if you're comfortable, if you can. Close your eyes if you can. Start to roll your shoulders. Start to really let your neck get loose. some nice small circles. We're just hearing all that snap, crackle, and pop. I know I am. Ask yourself this, if you can close your eyes. Where am I growing right now? Where am I growing right now? Just the idea. Let's put it in, let's push the play button. Where am I growing right now? And what do I need to support that growth? Now imagine yourself as that plant. Close your eyes. Imagine a small pot. Put the seed in. About 3, 4 weeks later, the seed has opened. The roots have taken hold. And where the roots are above the soil, we begin to see life. Those green leaves, seedlings. We begin to see life. Keep your eyes closed if you can. We're going from the bottom to the top. The seedling, the open seed, the roots coming up to the surface, the green leaves coming up, getting taller and taller and taller, not rushed. If you imagine yourself as that plant, that's not a rushed process. That plant is not comparing itself to any other plant as it grows. That plant is not forcing things. If it takes 5 weeks for it to come up and sprout, so be it. It's just about growing in your own timing. So we're going to inhale here very simply, very simple, just a simple inhale. Take in as much air as you can. And as you inhale, I am growing. As you exhale, and I am enough right here. Inhale, I am growing. Exhale, and I am enough right here. Last time, inhale and exhale. So before you move into your day, remember this. You don't have to have it all figured out to be growing. You don't have to look like anyone else to be evolving. And just like those seedlings, that wasn't supposed to happen. And just like those seedlings I brought home, what looks small right now has everything it needs to become something beautiful. So today and this week, I want you to go gently, grow intentionally, and don't forget, you are already becoming. So my send off to you is grow, girl, grow. Thank you for joining today. If there's someone that you think would hear this, this would speak to them, or maybe you just don't even know anybody you want to share, this will be available for replay on the YouTube channel, which I encourage you to go to today, now if you can, and subscribe. The replay may not be up just yet, but it's coming. And definitely share it with some people. Just send it to them in a text. Share the link. This is one you definitely want to go back to review this. And I'll give you one last invitation. Maybe you can't go to Plant Fest, but maybe you can buy one small plant this week. Even if you don't have the wherewithal to plant it, you just get one that you decide you're going to nurture. You're going to support it. You're going to give it what it needs to thrive. Consider it. Until next time, be remember to exhale.